So hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. And today I'm gonna be talking about what happened to my knee. So we have a day where we just hang out with our dad all day long. I mean, he lives with us and everything. We have a separate dad day thing so my mom can stay home and chill by herself because she has 7 kids and a husband, 6 kids. But yeah, so we were going on our dad day. We normally eat other places, but this time we decided to eat at Costco because some people want a pizza, some people want a hot dog. So we're like, let's just go to Costco where they have hot dogs and pizza. So we went to Costco and we were chilling, eating our food. I don't know. I had pizza. A lot of people had hot dogs and pizza and soda. So yeah. So we were at Costco, just eating, getting ready to go to the gym because we normally go to YMCA, play basketball and work out and run around and all that stuff. This is nighttime too. She said, "Son, go take your brother to the bathroom." I was like, okay. Then I took her to the bathroom, and then we used the restroom. He was using the restroom, and then we had this paper towel, and we wet the paper towel, and we'll try to throw it into the trash can that's inside the basket, which was speed walking, which is basically running. And he's speed walking, and then I'm about to beat him, so he starts running, and then I start speed walking, and then all of a sudden my leg just horrible feeling I have ever felt in my life. It hurt a whole lot. It was so uncomfortable. The ground was hard. The ground was cold. My head was hurting. A whole bunch of people gathered around me. "Oh, what's wrong? Oh, what's wrong? Oh, are you okay? Oh, are you okay?" No, I'm not okay. You see my kneecap on the side of my leg. Am I okay? No, I'm not okay. So somebody finally called the ambulance. Ambulance. The wee woo people, and then they came like 11 minutes later. I'm still on the floor with my kneecap, just like I can't move because if I move, my kneecap would hurt a lot. So, and then I would have like muscle pains that would just hurt a whole bunch and then stop hurting. So the ambulance finally came, and then they were sitting there asking my dad questions like, where do you live, and kind of insurance do I have, and how many times has this happened, and what's my blood type, what's my social ID thing. I'm sitting there with my leg feeling like it's getting chopped off, and they're asking my dad, where do I live? What's your number? Is your wife here? Do you see his wife? No, she's not there. But yeah, I was on the floor, and then no. So not the ambulance people came, but the fire rescue people, like the first responder things, the red fire trucks, the small fire trucks things, they came, and then they were like, I think we should call the ambulance. I think we should call the ambulance. The wheel people in the white trucks. And then I was like, why haven't you already called them? So they finally come like 15 minutes later. I'm still on the floor, and that's like, I've been on the floor for like 26 minutes. Like, it was horrible. And then on the floor for like 26 minutes, and I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I was like, my leg is literally sitting here hurting, and then like it's getting chopped off. And then the ambulance finally came. I hear the ambulance. I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And then so they put me in a little stretcher thing, which was not big. It was super small, and my leg was bent when it was, and my kneecap was right here. So they literally had people grab my legs and pick me up. That it hurts so bad. They picked me up and then put me on a stretcher, and then they rolled me out. And then it's pouring outside. It's pouring raining. I'm really like, why does it have to be pouring raining? Why? So it's pouring raining. I'm getting wet. They asking questions. No. Yeah, they're asking questions. And then we find out when I'm in the ambulance truck that there is no doctor at any hospital. That made no sense. There was no doctor at Baptist South. There was no doctor at Baptist East. There was no doctor at Jackson Hospital. There was no doctors. So they took me to a hospital that might have a doctor there. And then I rolled up in so I'm in the ambulance car. And then it's super bumpy. Like the road is just like a whole bunch of potholes. I mean, like, when is Domino's when you need Domino's? Why can't they fill up all potholes? So yeah, so I'm going over these deep potholes, and then my leg is still under. I'm like, why can't y'all pop it back in place? My dad was gonna do it, but he didn't know how to do it. But yeah, I was like, why can't y'all just pop it back in place? So they didn't do that. I'm on a car trip, like 20 minutes away. My dad's behind us, running red lights, doing all this stuff, and then the hospital. I'm in the ambulance car, and they sitting there stopping that stop sign. I told the guy, I said, why are we stopping? And he said, because we're at a stop sign. We're at a stop red light. I'm like, I thought y'all supposed to be ambulance. Can't y'all cut on your light and roo out of here? But he was like, no, we have to follow every rule. We have to follow the same rules as other people. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have to follow every single rule. And then he told the people who were driving, a very quiet code red. A very quiet, very stable code 1. Nothing's wrong, but a code 1. So then they finally cut the lights on. I'm like, what happened to you guys follow the same rule? And then they start speeding, which was great. And then I got to the doctor's faster. So I get out the car. I get out the doctor's chair and the little wheelie thing. And I'm on the ground. I'm scared they gonna drop me because they're leaning me out of the car. I'm scared. If I drop, I'm just gonna sue all y'all. And then I'm about to go inside the building, and then I hear the guy just stopped rolling and looking. And then I hear some woman. I'm like, why in the world are you talking to this woman? And then I was like, and then I heard the woman say, that's my kid. And I was like, oh my knee. I didn't cry, but I was like, oh, thank you so much for being here, but I gotta talk to you later because my kneecap. And then she was like, okay, so to the front door. And then he was like, you have to go through security. Like, everybody was saying it was not a big deal. My kneecap was right here. So I go in the doctor, filled with people. I go in, there is no doctor. So I'm sitting there asking for pain medicine because my leg was getting pulled off by limb. And I feel like it was getting pulled off by limb. And then they want to say we want to do x-rays to make sure there's nothing very bad. So they did x-rays on my knee while my knee is right here. I was like, oh my gosh. They kept pulling my leg. Hey, I'm gonna need your leg to be pulled, move straight a little bit. How about you pop my leg back in place and then straighten it as much as you want? So I had for pain medicine like 17 million times. I was yelling at the doctor, so I'm like, can I get some pain medicine? And then my mom was like, calm down. Like, calm down. I'm sorry, I did not get it. So they gave me morphine. The morphine did not work at all. And then they gave me 2 doses of morphine. Did not work at all. Like they did not work at all. Like they did not work. I felt the exact same. I was hyperventilating because my kneecap right here, and I'm like, and then they gave me oxygen because I was losing breath while my kneecap is still out of place. It's still out. And then I'm in there for like a whole hour. And then they want to do another x-ray because the x-ray was messed up. So they want to do another x-ray. And then I was like, well, go ahead. And then a doctor finally comes in like 2 hours later when I'm in the bed feeling like I'm not exaggerating. I was in the doctor. My knee dislocated like 5. And I was in the doctor's till 9. Yeah, I was in the doctor's till 9. So all that time, my knee was out. Till the last few minutes. See, I have my stopwatch on till my knee was popped back in place. And that was from 5 to 9:25. 9:25, my knee was popped back in. My knee popped out at 5. But for that long of a time. So the doctor finally comes in and he's like, oh, it's just a dislocation of the kneecap. Why couldn't you just undislocate my kneecap when you knew it was a dislocation of my kneecap? I knew it was a dislocation of my kneecap. The whole Costco knew it was a dislocation of my kneecap. But he said, oh, it's gonna take 2 seconds to pop back in. And then he went, pop. And then I'm like, ah! And then he popped it back in. And then he talked, and I'm like so mad that it took almost 5 hours for them to do something that took 3 seconds. 3 seconds. It was horrible. So now I go to rehab and I have to go to Birmingham to the Children's Hospital so I can have an orthopedic person come and check it out. So yeah. So that is my story. It's pretty crazy. I'm fine now. I still gotta go to the hospital for somebody to check it out because it's super slippery. It slips out a lot. It slipped out 4 times after that accident, which was just December 27th. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you like the video, please subscribe and comment and like it and share it. And this is my first story. Thank you for watching. Bye.
See ya!